Good morning, everybody. We're going to be doing some exercises today. Before we go into all of that stuff, remember we're covering technique. We're covering some interval quizzes because it's Tuesday. Then we're going to sight read a rhythm. We're going to do some sight reading in fifth position as well. And after that, we're going to do a little sight composition. These are small activities you should do every day to get better at guitar. Of course, if you want the PDF, or better yet, a hard copy of the book, sign up for the dojo. There are 4 different plans. You can go do $2, $5, $10, or $25 a month. Of course, the $25 a month one includes a book in the mail every month. And if you sign up today, I will give you 3 extra books this month. So sign up, guys. All right, guys. Here we go. We're gonna go right into it. We got to start with our technique. This is Tuesday, so we're doing a 4-fret spread pattern. Last time we did something that was a little bit more straightforward. It was just 1, 2, 3, 4. This time we are going to be doing a different pattern. Of course, this one starts on the 5th fret, just like the last one did. So we're 5th fret with our index. And then what we're going to be doing, let me position the camera so you can see my hand a bit better. What we're going to be doing is going index 3rd, then 2nd pinky. Okay, so let me actually switch the size of this real quick. You can see my hand a bit better. All right, so we're going to do index, 3rd, and then 2nd pinky. Okay. In order to do this, we're going to be crossing strings and going to the top and coming right back down to the bottom. So let's begin. Of course, starting on the 5th fret. Notice how my fingers are walking across the string. So we have index, 3rd, 2nd, pinky. Index, 3rd, 2nd, pinky. Index, 3rd, 2nd, pinky. Now what's really important about this is that you're keeping your 4-fret spread consistent the whole time. And after we get to the top here, then we're going to go in reverse. 4th, 2nd, 3rd, index. 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 So let's do this again. Index, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 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 4th, 2nd, 3rd, index, 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 4th, 2nd, 3rd, index. All right, guys, there's our technique warm-up for the morning. If you're currently watching, please say hello in the chat. Leave me some questions because I answer the questions at the end. All right, we're moving on to our music theory quiz. I want you guys to identify the interval and attempt to play it. This is I'm having camera problems this morning. This is a really good practice to be in. You need to learn your intervals. You need to learn your interval shapes. You also should be doing it on a fairly regular basis. So take about a minute to go through. I want you to first identify the interval and second, play it. So it's important to do both. You need to know what the notes are, what the distance between the notes is, and you need to be able to play it, and in multiple positions. Another thing to notice is that we have an F sharp in the key signature. So we're actually doing intervals in the key of G today. Take about a minute, guys, and then we're going to go through where you can play these on your guitar fretboard. I've got a new home office setup coming in the mail, so that this is going to be a little bit easier, functionally speaking. I apologize for any camera issues I'm having today, but this is a fairly new type of venture for me, these live streams. So, all right, guys, I'm going to give you roughly 15 more seconds to identify the interval. If you're not sure about how to identify, find, and play intervals, or what intervals are, you can check out my music theory and one lesson video that will tell you exactly what intervals are, how to identify them. Not necessarily on the guitar fretboard, but it'll at least tell you how to identify them. This is the place to come to learn how to identify them on the guitar fretboard. So we're starting, our first interval up top there is a D to an A. That's a perfect fifth. So you can get that with your open D and your second fret of the G. Next, you can get your fifth fret of the A and the seventh fret of the D to get the same thing, or seventh of the D and 10th of the low E for that perfect fifth shape. Remember, that's a shape that you move around. Soon I'll be coming out with a book on all of these shapes. I'm roughly 35 pages into writing that one. All right, guys, next we have F sharp up to D. That's a minor sixth. All right, so you're going to get fourth fret of the D, third fret of the B. Now you can also grab the ninth fret of the A and seventh of the G. Ninth and seventh. And then from there, you can also grab 12th of the D and same fret of the A for your minor sixth shape. Now E up to C, that's another minor sixth. See that shape, it's kind of offset by one fret. We're doing second of the D, first of the B for the E up to C, minor sixth. After that, we can grab our C on the G string here and our E on the A string. That is our seventh and fifth fret for another minor sixth shape. You can take that same shape and move it 12th of the low E, and then 10th fret of the D, E up to C. So next we have E to G, which is our minor third. Here, E to G. That's a minor third. This is also movable. So if you take this E up to G here, you can also find your E here and your G there. All right, minor third. Remember the shapes kind of change as you move your from strings, right? So if you're going G up to B, that's a third. E to G, E to G. And this one's offset by 2 frets. This one is offset by 1 fret, right? And if you were to take this even further up, we go back to offset by 2 frets there. All right, guys, let's move forward. Next, this is the 5th interval on the top line. Sorry, you guys can't see my face, but it's more important to see my fingers. We have an F sharp up to B, which is a perfect fourth. That's the fourth of the D and G strings, right? You can also get that on the 9th fret of your A and D strings. So we have 4th fret, D and G, 9th fret, A and D strings. All right, guys, let's keep moving. We have G up to F sharp. This is a major 7th. Make a nice little jazz chord out of it. Oopsies. There we go. I thought I was in a different tuning for a moment. So what we're going to be doing here, G to F sharp, that is a major 7th, right? So you can grab your G, open G, 2nd fret of the high E for F sharp. You can also grab the 5th fret of the D and the 2nd fret of the high E for the same effect, right? 5th fret of the G, right? And then you can grab the 7th fret of the B for that as well. You can also get the 7th fret of the B and then the 10th fret of the A, and then also 10th fret of the A and 11th fret of the G. So that interval can be played in quite a few places, guys. It really helps to be able to play these all up and down the fretboard neck. Okay, so next we're moving E to D. This one is a minor 7th. So in the first position, you can play this 2nd fret of the D and 3rd fret of the B. like so. But if we want to move it up, we can grab 7th fret of the A and 7th fret of the G. Now that minor 7th shape, the frets are right on top of each other, spaced out by a string, right? So we can also grab 12th fret of the low E and 12th fret of the D, and that's that same shape. And now it's offset by a fret here because we're crossing the G and B strings, right? That's something that offsets these interval shapes. All right, guys, next we have G and B. That's our major third. You can do it as open G and B, or 5th fret of G, 4th fret of 5th fret of D, 4th fret of G. Sometimes saying all these fret numbers mess me up because, guys, I don't think in fret numbers. I just think in letters. I never learned off of tabs. I always learned off of notes. So if I stumble on that, please excuse me. So we have G and B, 5th and 4th. And then we have A, which is the 10th fret, and then B is the 9th fret of the D. All right, guys, let's keep moving. Next, we have G to D. This can only be played in one spot. It's a perfect 5th, 3rd fret of the low E, and open D. After that, we have F sharp and A. This is a minor 3rd. Notice that it's F sharp because we have F sharp in the key signature over there, right? So this is a minor 3rd. You can get this 4th fret of the D and 2nd fret of the G, like so. Now, if you want, you can also grab the 9th fret of the A and the 7th fret of the D. That's another place to play this. Okay, guys, so that's the first line of intervals. Let's move on to the second line of intervals. First, we have E to C. This is a minor 6. We had that one up top, but I like to have a little repetition in every episode so that things start to stick. So we have 2nd fret of the D, 1st fret of the B. And remember, you can get 5th fret of the G and 7th fret of the A for this as well. And then you can also grab the 12th fret of the low E and 10th fret of the D. You notice that this stuff has a shape to it. And once you start crossing the B string, the shape changes. Okay, guys. Next, we have F sharp to A, which is a minor 3rd, octave lower. Oopsies, hit the wrong strings. There we go. So when we're doing this, you're just getting 2nd fret of the low E and open A. After that, we have F sharps at an octave. So here's our octave here. Next, you can also grab F sharp and then F sharp. So this shape. So we have 4th and 2nd, D to high E, right? And then we have 4th to 7th, D to B, right? And you can also grab 9th to 7th, A to B. And then you can also grab 9th to 11th, A to G. Okay, guys, next we have C to F sharp. This is a tritone. I get a lot of questions about tritones. Remember, tritones are an interval that they're supposed to resolve, right? So this would resolve to a low B and a G in this key. But for now, let's just find the tritone. So we have C to F sharp here. That's one place to play it. That's 3rd of the A, 4th of the D. You can also come up here to 8th of the low E and then 9th of the A to grab that tritone there. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the chat. All right, guys, next we're doing E to F. This is a major 2nd. So E, 7th of the A, F, 4th of the D. F sharp, rather. We can also grab the low E and then the 9th of the A. Major 2nd, guys, a major 2nd. So A up to F sharp, here's a major 6th. We can get 2nd of the G and the high E as a way to get that. We can also grab our 7th fret of the D for the A, and then our F sharp is the 7th fret of the B, so that's another major 6th. Another major 6th shape, and then we can get 12th of the A and then 11th of the G. All right, guys, after that, we have F sharp to G, a minor 2nd. One of the most dissonant intervals you can get, and it's a stretchy one too. So we're doing 7th and 3rd of B to E. And you can do the same thing up here, but it's a little easier. It's not quite as far. So we have 11th of the G and 8th of the B for our minor 2nd there. Anything past that brings us past the 12th fret. We're not going past there in this show. Okay, guys, next we have B to D, a minor 3rd. Minor 3rd here. This can also be moved. So we're at 4th of the G, 3rd of the B, B and D, minor 3rd. We can also go up to the 9th of the D, and then the 7th of the G. Anything else is going to take us up past the 12th fret. So those are the spots that you can play this before the 12th fret. Remember, 12th fret is where everything repeats. So, if you know it before then you know it. So next is B to F, open B and F sharp. That's a perfect 5th. F sharp, because F sharp is in the key signature, guys. It's in the key signature. Perfect 5th. So we do open B, 2nd of the A, or 4th of G, or 2nd of the E, 4th of G, 2nd of the E. After that, we can also grab 4th and 7th of G to B. Right? We can still take this G here, right? This F sharp, and we can grab our B on the 9th fret of the D. Now again, guys, if I stumble with the fret numbers, please excuse me. I'm getting better at calling out fret numbers, but I don't even think in fret numbers, so it's a new way to think for me. I've always just thought in letters, and it makes more sense to me. And in fact, if you look, my guitar doesn't even have fret markers because I don't think numbers. I just don't do it. If I think in numbers, it's scale degrees. Okay, guys, here we go. Next, we have F sharp up to B. That's a perfect 4th. You can get that 4th of the D and G, and then you can also grab it here at the 9th of the A to D. Cool. So there's our interval quiz for the morning. I tried to go through that as quick as I could. You guys really ought to be in the habit of pausing it if you need to and going through the quiz nice and slowly. Okay, guys, let me know how this musical morning format is working. We're going to be drumming some rhythm now. So this is our daily sight reading, rhythm sight reading. So here we go. This is in 6/8. There are 2 beats per measure, and the beats are broken into triplets. So it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So I'm going to point my camera so you can see when I'm drumming here. Again, we're only drumming this rhythm because it helps to learn the rhythms without having to play any of the notes. And then we're going to talk about the sight reading, guys. So I'm going to count us in. Notice there are 16th notes here. So 16th notes, 2 of those fit in where 1/8 note might fit in. If you guys need to pause this and go through it yourself before you hear me do it, I would totally welcome and suggest that. So we're doing 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ba 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 bum. Sorry, actually 1 and 2 and da 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 and 1 and 2 and 2 and da da 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and da da dum da da bum bum ba da 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 da. All right, guys, let's do that one more time. I actually stumbled in there a little bit. My bad. I'm like maybe 10 minutes from out of bed, pretty much. So give me a break this morning, guys. Here we go. 1 and 2 and da da dum and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and da da 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and da da bum 2 and 1 and da da 2 and done. All right, guys, so there's our rhythm sight reading for the morning. Let's take a look at the regular sight reading. This one's in 5th position. Let me point the camera so that you can see my hand in 5th position very, very well. I'm going to give you guys a few moments to look at this on your own. And, keep in mind that, I write these when I'm sitting up. I don't write these with my guitar in my hand, so a lot of the times I'm sight reading these too with you guys. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to look at it, and we're going to run through it really slowly. We're going to play it, and we're going to turn around and write kind of our own version of it. It's really important to read something new every day and to maybe write something new every day. You become a much better musician and guitar player if you do it. And even if you're at a beginner level, just do your best to follow along. Here we go, guys. So we're going to be starting 4 beats per measure. This is C major. We're doing eighth notes, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. So get that first C. It's the 8th fret of our low E if we're doing this in 5th position, and then we get the 7th fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, then we get 5th of the G and 5th of the B. After that, the D is 7th of our G. We go to C, and then what I would do to get this B is just move your index finger back 1, because then you're going to grab a B here, 7th fret of the low E with your pinky, and then you can grab with your index the D, and with your pinky you can go up here to the 8th fret to grab F, and then you can grab G here, and then you're going to just jump back to get your B here to the 4th fret. We got A, 7th of the D, back to the 5th of the G for our 5th of the D for our G, and then the F here, back at the 8th of the A, and then you're going to jump back to the same beginning of that measure all the way up to the E, and then you're going to grab 8th fret of the B for that G, and then you're just going to go backwards in your C major scale, so G, F, E, D, and then you're going to go to B again, D, so B, 7th fret of the low E, D, 5th fret of the A, and then pinky up to the 8th fret of the A for your F natural. And then what I would do is grab your G, 5th fret here, and now we're going to go up to a D, 7th fret of the G string, and go backwards to C. And then we're going to go A, and then 4th fret of so A is 7th of the D, then 4th fret of the G, and then what we want to do is do a nice C major chord here, which is C, E, G, C. That is 8th, 7th, 5th, 5th, from the low E up to the G string. So if we go through this nice and slow, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then we get our D3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go through this a little bit quicker. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. One more time, guys. Sight reading in 5th position is very important to do. We get 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right, guys, so let's turn this into a writing exercise now. So if we pull up the next window here, you'll see that I have the melody that we were just working on. I'm going to unhide my notes here for this measure. And let's switch back to the first voice on 8th note. So we're starting with the bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. And what we did before is we went to a low B. But what if we actually just kept the scale going? So we had dum, dum, bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. I kind of like that. So if we get bum, ba, dum, da, dum, 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 and we just keep kind of going down, what if we did A, G, and actually let me delete these. I'm just going to delete all the music out of there. Okay, so A, G, and if we keep going down in our scale, we get F, E, and then what if we went to G, F, E, F? Kind of give a nice little a little contour there. So if we were to take that from the first measure, we get C, E, G, C, E, D, bum, bum. Oops, sorry. D, C, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F. I kind of like that. So bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-da, bum, 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 ba, G, F, E, F. That's pretty nice. And then what we can do with the second one is we go up again, and if we're going C, E, G, C, G, F, E, D, we can take that same type of sequence that we had here. So what I can do is I can actually take this, and let's actually copy this over here, and then I'll take the entire measure and move it up. This is what's called a sequence. So when you go down from the G, we get G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, B, A. So there's a real quick way to take the sight reading and turn it around to something that you can write yourself. This is just using the C major scale in 5th position, guys. So I want you to write something. If somebody is able to write something using these sight writing exercises and upload it on their YouTube, I will send you a book for free. That's right, a free book. So I'm going to take the window capture off. I'm going to show you guys what I just wrote. Let me make sure that my hand's in the right spot. Okay, cool. Now, what we're doing this time is we're taking our C major arpeggio up, so we get C, E, G, C, E, D, C, B, A, G, and then we're going F, E, G, F, E, F, then C, E, G, C, G, and up here to G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, B, dum, ba, ba, dum. One more time. There's our sight writing for the day, guys. I'm really trying to keep this at about a half hour, so if you guys need me to go slower, please let me know in the chat. Angie says good morning. Angie's one of my dojo members. Good morning, Angie. Remember, this show is about all of us showing up every morning to get better at reading music, at identifying music theory things, and that also includes me. So I'm happy to sit here and get better with you guys, and I'm glad that you guys are happy to sit here and get better with me. This is the 11th episode of this Musical Mornings format. Please let me know how this format is working for you. If this is something that people like, I'm going to continue doing it. If people do not like this, then I will discontinue it and put my efforts elsewhere. So if you like it, hit that like button down there and subscribe. If you do not like it, let me know why you don't like it down in the comments as well. Also, guys, one thing I think that is important to point out is this being a live format, I get to show off my mistakes as well. So I want you guys to understand, on YouTube, we have a lot of teachers and not a lot of teachers doing the live format. There's a lot of people out there posing as guitarists that never make a mistake. You're not going to get that type of pretentiousness here. You get to see me make mistakes so that you don't feel bad when you make mistakes yourself. So we're all showing up to get better every morning. We're all going to make some mistakes together, and we're all going to make some really good music together. So I don't see any questions down there in the chat, so I thank you guys for coming down. Angie says that she really likes the musical mornings. I'm glad you do, Angie. You're very, very astute. You're an awesome student. And I hope that actually you see my Pavana that I just put up for a classical guitar lesson. That's a really fun piece, and it's Renaissance. It's in cut time. It's quick. It's a dance piece. So you guys should check out that classical guitar lesson I just put up. Otherwise, hats off to everybody that stuck around and went through all the quizzes and everything. I will see you guys same time tomorrow morning. Bye.